What's up, guys? Welcome to another exciting edition of Real Estate Podcast, episode 405. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
And we're scrambling through the void looking for Bob with Adam.
Where's Bob?
Boob. Boob.
The Thunderbolts.
Avengers. I mean, yeah, the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck this movie wants to call itself.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It was a good time.
Yes.
Yeah, I did like it a lot.
Yeah. I was wondering how they were, because I mean, we knew that the Sentry was going to be in some capacity. We talked about it in the past a lot. It's like, how are they going to do the Sentry and do the
pigeonhole
void?
it to where it's like he can't just be the strongest person ever.
Yeah, yeah. Not only that, but it's like he's such a complex character. How are they going to do it where it's interesting? It makes sense that audiences are going to be okay with it.
Yeah. And then they were like, depression.
Yes.
It's perfect.
Drug addiction. Yeah, right. Yeah.
I was on meth.
He was Depression, the superhero.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought I really liked the way that they handled the Sentry and the Void, of course. I thought that they did it very well and very tastefully. I do feel like that there was a missed opportunity here. Like, they could have really had him void out earlier. And if they would have used the movie to introduce new characters, had them traveling through the void sphere as a nice, interesting way of showing the character's backstory.
Yeah.
I understand why they went with characters that they've already introduced and all that stuff, but
I mean, we got fucking Meth Chicken.
Yeah,
It's a new character.
I mean, if he's not going to be back in freaking whatever the next Doomsday, I'm not watching it.
What was funny was when I watched it that second time, I realized he said he had a job one time where he did meth.
He was flipping the sign around.
Yeah. And then when it comes up later, he's like, if you hit me with that sign again, he's like, I'm sorry, I'm on meth.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, checks out.
Yeah.
He's spinning the hell out of that sign.
Yeah.
I mean, how creepy was the Void's look, though?
Oh, you mean Sin City?
Yeah, I know.
That shit got Sin City real quick. I thought the first time it happened, I thought my monitor was fucking up. I was like, what's going on here? Like,
yeah, right.
They thought they could take him out.
The way that they did his eyes was eerie as hell.
Yeah. And I like how he's gonna be the Captain Marvel we wanted, where it's like he is the most badass, but
he can't be.
Because if he does, then the Void's going to show up, and that's going to be worse than whatever they're fighting. So, in order for him to show up and be the badass, they have to pull that pin and throw a freaking a doomsday nugget on them and hope for the best in that situation.
Well, it's almost like they it's essentially the Hulk. You don't know what you're going to get, like old school Hulk.
Yes.
Like, you don't know what you're going to get. His lows are as low as his highs. And
fuck around with a little Alexa Pro or something. I mean,
yeah, right. Let's get him on some prescriptions. Yeah, right.
SSRIs, like.
Yeah. I love the way, and it's crazy that we get a movie in 2025 that's got Kurt Russell's son and Bill Pullman's son in it together. You know what I mean?
Thinking
like
the same thing. Like,
yeah, I'm like, that's crazy.
Dude really looks like Kurt Russell too,
and he sounds like him.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's dude.
He looks a little taller.
Yeah, a little bit, but I love what they did with U.S. Agent's story. I do like that a lot. Like, him redeeming himself. He still wants to decapitate people with the shield from time to time, it seems, but he's trying to get on the right course, and I do like that a lot. Yeah.
I mean, did you notice at the end it wasn't even straightened back out? He's like, maybe if he ever goes back, he could straighten this shit back out. Like,
Yeah, right.
and then that clip where they're fighting, he's like, well, he does have the shield. He's fighting over the names, so they're saying that the other Captain America, the real one, he wants to
Yeah.
start the Avengers.
Yes.
And it's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
What's that in the sky? What?
I know.
It's a bird. It's a plane.
To me, it was crazy that they just flat out killed Taskmaster.
Again?
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I was just like, real, and then incinerate that room with her in it. I was like, oh, okay. I wasn't expecting that to happen, but all
Where'd
right.
the other chick come from?
Ghost?
Yeah, I don't. What else was she in?
She was in Ant-Man 2 with Walton
Okay.
Goggins. Yeah.
That makes sense.
I liked her character a lot more in this than I did in Ant-Man 2.
Got more screen
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Well, and they do the same thing that they do with most Marvel villains where they try to make them a sympathetic villain and everything, and, like, she actually got to be a badass in this, and I
Yeah.
enjoyed that a lot, you know? And of course, Hopper, I mean
Dude.
I would watch a whole movie with him in it.
Evil
Just him.
pillow. He ripped a pillow up like he's like, what's the plan? Then they just bust in there. He runs by. I like this plan. Like,
Yeah.
he said, that's what I talk about.
Yeah.
The fucking tactical beast.
Yes.
And he's like, hang on, let me flip some switches. It's just playing Pony.
Genuine, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, what kind of people are you driving around in it? The smoke machine's going off in the back. I was like, oh shit.
He's like, don't drink out of that big gulp.
Said the glass was
You know.
bulletproof-ish.
Ish.
And I did like the way that they explain some of the themes of the film, like depression and everything. It's been tread on before. Like it's been explored in other movies and whatnot. But I did enjoy the way it was done in this one probably the most.
Yes.
I like the way they handled Sentry's depression.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the cliche, oh, you're alone, you're lonely, blah blah blah, that type of stuff. But just like the sequence where he's beating the shit out of the void and like everything's cracking, like the walls and the floor are cracking around him. And like that scene was fucking awesome. Like just the way he's like kind of overcoming it. I really liked that sequence a lot. That was probably one of my favorites. For sure. And just like the way that they kind of explored the dynamic between Yelena and Red Guardian, that whole mother but father daughter complex thing going on.
Yes. Yeah, I like the way that they handled all the characters and kind of gave them their moments to shine. And I mean, just like a lot of stuff that we say, wouldn't this have been better if it was a series where you could really tackle, like, get into the nitty gritty of like these characters' trauma? You know what I mean?
I could have definitely
Like,
watched more of it.
Oh yeah, and I feel like Sentry less is more is better. Because when he shines, it's fucking,
Yes.
it's a million exploding suns. But some of the other characters could have absolutely used the series treatment.
Yeah.
And they kind of it's not it's not entirely the same character, but if they handled Century like a television show, I would direct your attention to the show Legion. I think that does the mental gymnastics really well. Like it plays that game well, where it's like it's in his head,
Yes.
and now granted, it's a completely other entity in his head, not just a shade of him, but I think the way they handled that was really well done, and I think Legion is a very underrated show. But I think the format could work beautifully with Century.
Yeah. I would love to see them tackle Sentry in a way to where I don't think that they would ever do it as a film, of course, but like I would love to see him like come face to face with himself again and have that realization, that conversation. Because that was always the great thing about the Sentry book whenever they did those first few runs of Sentry was him coming to terms with what because he didn't know what the void was. He just knew it was bad, you know? And then once he slowly started to figure out that the void was him and coming to terms with that's his dark passenger manifest. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would love to see them explore that in a way to where it was almost like a psychological thing. It wouldn't be as
Yeah,
punchy, you know what I mean? And it's
yeah,
like action
because
packed, but
but I mean do it in a way where sure fans of the Century know what's coming, but for those that weren't familiar with him,
yeah,
it would have been such an awesome twist for a non-comic book person or whatever to be like, holy shit, Void and Sentry is one and the same.
yes, right. And I would have
And
loved it if they would have tackled the subject matter the way they did when they introduced the Sentry to where, like, they could have went back and used footage from all the old Marvel stuff and been like, "No, he was there. Like,
yeah,
he's
I
been
was
here."
surprised they didn't do that
Yes, yeah, but they could still do that.
because they even went as far as to almost, I mean, maybe it's just my misinterpretation, but it almost seemed like they were going to do that at first when they went to the when they were showing the auction and they were selling off old Battle of New York stuff
Oh, yeah.
still. I was like, "Oh, okay." Like,
Yeah,
so Thunderbolt Ross and Valentina were working behind the scenes the whole time.
yeah.
But, you know,
Did y'all notice that
I
Bucky stole them handcuffs?
Uh-uh.
You know when they're standing there, she's showing them when they're at
Yeah,
the party. She's like the cuffs. She's showing them to the Asian guy.
yeah.
Well, when Bucky shows up and traps them all, one of them's wearing them. I mean,
It
it does
was
a close
Ghost,
up on them.
right? Yeah. Because I didn't notice that he had stolen though, but
He had
that's
to. I mean,
clever
right?
though. Yeah, yeah,
Like he swiped them.
yeah. I think the thing that makes me the most, like, hesitant about everything is, like I mean, Captain America: Brave New World didn't do as well, and it was I think we can all agree the worst movie, you know, if we compare Brave New World and Thunderbolts, right?
Yeah, Thunderbolts
And
was
yeah,
better.
it was the lesser of the two for sure. But I
right.
mean, man, I don't know. Like was Thunderbolt like
Yes.
both movies had really high points. Thunderbolts had more
Yes. I agree with that. With them
because
kind of
there were aspects of Brave New World that was really good.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Yeah.
5 minute fight at the end was one of them.
Yes. Um, but with me, it's like they're talking about now Falcon, the new Captain America, wants to create an Avengers team. We have the new Avengers. The new Avengers Thunderbolts are coming out this close to Doomsday and like the closing of the multiverse saga. And how is that going to impact this team and these characters? Or I'm afraid they're going to be red shirts because of how popular. I mean, and I know that they're working on Doomsday and everything now, and then they're still going to do Secret Wars and everything. But with how well the movie did, critics loved it, audience loved it. It got great reviews from everybody. Are these going to be the group of Coulsons minus Florence Pug's character because she's replacing Black Widow? But you have replacements. Everybody else is just an interpretation of another character that exists already. U.S. Agent is, we already have, a Captain America. We already have, a ghost type character. They already have these characters that exist. And it's like, I'm concerned for the future of the Thunderbolts because I enjoyed the movie so much that I want to see this team back together again, doing crazy stuff and getting put into these situations where they have to figure themselves out and figure their way out of it, a la Suicide Squad.
Well, like kind of in the same boat as in Brave New World. It's no longer just this band of super powered people. It's regular Joes that are just expertly skilled in things that they can do.
Yeah.
With the exception of the Sentry.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree with you on the idea that, like, I don't want them to be red shirts.
Yes.
Or just not even looked at all.
Yeah.
And instead with Doomsday, we get Falcon assembling a new Avengers team, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
But what would be cool would be if there was this hybrid, and instead of the West Coast Avengers, we just have two sets of the Avengers now.
Yeah.
Because I think they abandoned West Coast Avengers, did they not?
Yeah. But I mean, anything's possible.
Or that was Young Avengers, my bad.
Yes. That was Young Avengers. But they were talking about doing a West Coast Avengers thing at one time, and this could be kind of them shoehorning that into
kind of salvaging it.
Yeah. So I mean, the thing about this is like the reason why like Iron Man's character works so well in the Iron Man movies was because he was a screw up. Sure, he had all the money in the world, but he had issues that he had to deal with. And now you have a group of characters that come together that all have their own issues that they're working through. Now, like, don't get me wrong, I love Captain America and I love what they did with Captain America's character, and that's all good and great and everything. But like to me, it's more interesting whenever you have characters that flirt that gray line. You know what I mean?
Well, they're inherently flawed because
Yes.
we as the audience goers are a group of flawed people. And there's a relatability that no matter how much you like the ideals of like the wholesome good guy, you're not going to ever be that.
Yes.
At least in an ideological fashion, because we're not these hopefully good people.
Yes.
We try, we certainly do.
Yeah.
But without getting necessarily too philosophical about it, we relate to the flawed character always more over the godlike ideal.
Yes. And I think that that's what made that Endgame fight with Thanos and Captain America so much more impactful is because like he was that character and you got 3 movies of him being that character and being the person that everybody needed him to be. But if you have everybody being that character, it's boring as hell, you know?
Yeah.
I don't wanna I wanna see more from these characters. I mean, the best part of the Black Widow movie was Florence Pugh and Hopper's character, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's just I'm hoping that they do something cool with these characters, or at the very least, just like remove them from Doomsday and Secret Wars and just do another Thunderbolts movie in the future. And you can still you can
What would be great is if they they kind of take the place of the Guardians of the Galaxy. They're like just the group of misfits.
yes.
They don't really fit in anywhere in the puzzle, but they show up at the 11th hour, you know?
Yes. And you're always happy to see them when they're there. Yeah. I'm just amazed at how well they handled Sentry and Void. I never thought that we would have got a good interpretation of that character, and I feel like in a team up movie of all things that we get a pretty good representation of what that character is.
I mean, it hits the check mark. I
Yeah.
mean, or it checks off the list basically.
Yeah.
I really
I
like
really
that Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind shit they did when they went into the void,
Yes. Yes.
busting through the walls, going in the closet.
Yes. I could have watched half of the movie being that.
That was pretty cool. That probably
Yeah.
it was probably a little pricey to
Yeah.
do all that. That's why it was so short. But
Yeah.
he's just chilling in the attic, like, hey,
Yeah. He's like, this is the quietest place I could find, and you hear him downstairs like,
He's
oh
like,
God,
don't
this
worry,
is the
they'll
quietest.
be quiet in a little bit. And I'm like, been there
Yeah.
before, buddy. Like,
Yeah, right.
You're in Greg's place.
it's not as bad as it
Yeah.
sounds.
Yeah. Fine.
But you did see during the vision that he would try to stand up for his mom, and his mom was like, you just make it worse.
Yeah.
It's like, fucking bitch. But you can't get hurt in the void. The pain just gets worse.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. Movie ended where it started. That room they were in was the room she was in at the beginning. She's like, I need your face to unlock the thing. That was that same room.
Oh, yeah.
Because you could see the two like shadow things in that room.
Yeah. And
I was
whenever
like,
you
what
first
is
see it at
that?
the beginning, you think it's people standing behind that like frosted glass or
Yeah.
something. And you don't really, yeah. Crazy. Florence Pug. You know?
Wow.
Yes.
We've come a long way since
exactly.
the May Queen.
Yes,
That's
I
for
know.
sure.
Look at us now. It was
So-
good, man.
So, what's y'all speculation on the Fantastic Four?
I think
Oh,
that
man.
that's Doom.
I don't know. You know, here's why I'll say this. You know, in the Fantastic Four trailer, I mean, they're clearly not in this world that we're in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, the
They're like a
Fantastic
Fallout world.
poster for the movie has that Avenger Tower that they're rebuilding on the poster.
Ah,
So
okay.
it could be a misdirect, but it's on the fucking movie poster, front and center. Like,
So, do you guys think that their world has, but to keep it brief, do you think the Fantastic Four is going to end on a downer?
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah, I do. I think it's going to be bad. I mean, in the Fantastic Four world, yeah, I think it's going to end terribly.
At least for
For
that
that.
world.
Yeah, yeah. So,
I have to agree.
yeah. But it's interesting that that's how that's the clip they decided to give us right before Fantastic Four comes out, because it's like it tells a lot without telling a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know who's in the motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's. I don't see Pedro Pascal doing that character for 10 years though, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like whenever all this wraps up, that the majority of the characters are going to get rebooted with the multiverse stuff. Like I have that feeling that
Yeah.
even characters that we're getting introduced, I think there'll be a handful that'll stick around and play legacy characters, if you will. But I think the majority of them. I mean, Sebastian Stan's been in more stuff.
Oh man. Dude, he rolled up
You know
like Tom fucking Cruise on that motorcycle, didn't he? Like
how
he
Terminator
even
was
did the
that?
fucking when he
I
took the
was,
shotgun.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got Terminator vibes as
And
well
cocked
from
it
that.
and he killed a lot
Yeah.
of people in this movie.
Yeah, he did. He didn't care. He's a senator, dude.
Buckwood
Straight.
Barnes.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
God, no. He's breaking bad barns. Am I wrong?
Yeah. Put his fucking arm in the dishwasher.
Yeah, for real.
That dude pulled that arm off and slapped him with it.
Oh, they
Yeah.
beat the shit out of him.
That fight was pretty cool.
Yeah. I would love to see. This is what I would love to see now. I want to see Sentry and fucking Captain Marvel throw down and Sentry beat the shit out of her.
Yeah.
Like, because he's more powerful than she. Like, he is the most
Just put her in the
powerful.
void.
Well, yeah. Oh,
I mean,
I'd hate to see what her trauma is. Bad movie reviews,
Yeah.
internet trolls,
online videos.
Yeah, it's a bad place to be, you know?
Yeah. Let's talk about
Oh.
Captain Marvel. It's like, oh, another review.
Yeah, here we go. She's in that freaking Clockwork Orange chair with her eyelids
Yeah.
open. Ah!
That's her void.
I
Yeah.
think I'm better now.
Yeah. God. And who knows? That could be the end game of everything. The void could come out. They have to get the Sentry to like put the suit back on, if you will. And like it's not even Doctor Doom or the multiverse entanglement or Kang or nothing. It's this void just encapsulate the whole world, you know, and it's just
Yeah.
everybody's in the void.
He's
I
going to have
wonder-
some
I-
kind of end game.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I wonder if Doom tries, like, you know, tries to get him a pinch of that shit, you know?
Well, do you think Doom's going to try to separate it though?
I mean, he would be the one to devise that plan.
well,
Yes.
I mean, the organization has the drug that they did it with.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah. It's gonna, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
Like, he psychologically tortures Bob into just voiding out, just
Was boob.
Yes.
and have him so far out of reach of being able to become Sentry and remembering himself and everything.
Yeah.
That would be, it would be like this weird psychological version of like the anti-life equation between
Yeah.
Superman and Darkseid, dude.
That would be insane if they went that route with it. Because, dude, like, what would be more powerful on this planet or in this, you know, multiverse in this world than the freaking void? He just snaps people out of reality, like more effectively than Thanos did.
Oh,
you know what I
and the
mean?
sound that it made
Yeah.
when they would go.
Yeah.
When that started happening, I was like, man, it's like a fucking episode of Doctor Who, man. Like,
Yeah, right.
you expect to see a TARDIS fucking
Yeah.
swing
Whipping in. Yeah.
and he's just like, yeah, I can't help you. Fucking
yeah.
mean, and imagine Scarlet Witch trying to be all like, he'd have her dusted before she could twitch a finger, you know?
yeah. Before her eyes even glow.
Yeah.
He had some cool eyes. But
I'm
when he went all
surprised that
emo, I was like, if you listen closer, you could almost hear the My Chemical Romance. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, you heard it in the background. Dude, that's a good cut right there. when I was a young
He's
boy.
walking towards him. There's nothing
Yeah.
left.
Yeah. My
I knew you
father.
would turn on me. She's like, Bulb.
Where's Bulb? Oh, loved it.
It was good. It was a silly good time.
Yeah.
I expected to hate it. I was just had a
I was,
feeling it was going to be like a shit show.
yeah.
And like I was sitting over there watching and shit was happening. And I was like, fuck yeah, saying that out loud. Like,
Yeah. I do like how they handled the character. That was the thing that I was worried about the most. I thought if I was going to hate it, it was going to be about how they handled that character. And I felt like that they did a great job of handling it.
he does a really good job at looking like he don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like every
Right.
time when they first got there, he was just like, "What? I'm Bob."
Yeah.
Like dude's got some range, man. From Top Gun Maverick to
Yeah.
Outer
Outer
Range.
Range.
Yeah, like I mean,
Yeah.
he might be a better actor than his old man.
I think he might be.
I mean,
and I can't wait to see what
he was good in Spaceballs.
Kurt Russell's son ends up doing. Like he's got some range too.
Yeah,
So
David Harbour over here.
yeah.
You were son of man from the thing.
I'm gonna give it a full star.
Full fucking star.
Absolutely. A pleasant surprise.
Yes. It's been probably the best Marvel thing since Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, what came first, or which movie came first, that or Guardians Volume 3?
ooh. I think Guardians came out after it, right? All right. Guardians Volume 3 came out in May the 5th, 2023.
Damn.
Spider-Man No Way Home came out in 2021. So yeah, since Guardians Volume 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been a minute since a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. December the 17th, 2021. And then May the 5th, 2023. Yeah, because the Marvels came out in 2023. Ugh, you know?
And what sucks is the Marvels still has probably one of the coolest fight scenes, but it's buried underneath like one of the shittiest like plots.
Yeah.
Cause like them like fighting through the portals and stuff, that was fucking dope.
Yeah. And
I
then
mean,
Ant-Man
just
and
for oh, go ahead.
well, we got Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania, which wasn't bad. But it wasn't as good as this. And then Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness was great, but I don't know, man. I don't think
Gonna
it was.
need a hell of a payoff, man, for these movies to all be like, wait a second, they were bangers, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
And that's gonna be hard to do.
Did
yeah.
y'all notice when they like came out of the void and everything was fine? Like his hair wasn't blonde anymore.
Yes. Yeah,
It was like, okay,
yeah. Well, that
can
was
he
the
just do that?
that was the. I mean,
Well, that
the
was
Century King,
him.
like,
I mean,
yeah,
dressed up in that suit, like that was him.
yeah,
Because he was all like, I should have had more say. Like I don't know about it. She's like, dude,
yeah,
it look. And I'm like, it does look cool.
yeah,
You
yeah.
look like one of the
Right.
superheroes on The Boys, though.
Yeah, yeah, right. I mean, he can do some reality manipulation type stuff, so maybe he's just feeling it. Maybe that's a different version of Bob that came out.
Well, he didn't know nothing. He was like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
They were like, seriously.
Boob.
They all hugged him.
What I do know is that this multiverse saga is so scattered that tying it together is going to be a feat.
Yeah, for sure. Because
Like,
how do you
yeah, how do you reconcile anything with this with Loki?
yeah, and what do you do with Kang?
He
Like,
who
how do
shall
they
not be named.
I mean, how do you tie all this up in a bow? I don't know.
There'll be some
The
plot
Russo
armor in there
brothers
somewhere.
yeah, the Russo brothers are gonna well, what they'll end up doing is they'll use time travel as a way to retcon some of the things that they need to get rid of or something, you know what I mean? And that'll just make things worse in the long run, and, it'll cause, things to become unstable, and that's what leads to where we are now.
Where
Unless they do some sort of reveal that we've been looking at different realities and not one continuous whole.
And they could do that.
where the fuck is the Hulk?
The last time we saw him was in She-Hulk, right?
Yes.
Well, he's
He's
got a
just kind
son
of
now.
hanging out. Like,
Yeah.
Bitching out with his boy.
Yeah.
okay,
They're
so
out
but
picking
every
up
time
Hulk
they're
bitches.
like, the Avengers aren't going to show up, I'm like, well, goddamn, what's left of them, Matt? I mean, if something's happening, like,
Yeah. I'm surprised Doctor Strange didn't show up in this.
yeah,
Once the
something.
Void
I mean,
started blipping people out of I was like,
motherfucker
I
on
wasn't
vacation,
expecting
you know?
yeah. He's in another multiverse trying to find Scarlet Witch or something, who knows?
Well, that's the
VR.
thing with the timeline. Like, what movies are happening at the same time
Yes.
and what movies are not,
Yeah.
Well, they talked about what happened in the Hulk
Yeah.
or the Captain America movie. So this would have been right after that.
Yeah.
I did notice the change they made from going from Thunderbolt Ross's Thunderbolts to high school soccer team.
Yeah.
It was a Pee-wee, like little kids. One did a poop on the field.
Yeah. In the middle of the field.
One
It was
did a poop.
hilarious. Yeah, it was
What is this
hilarious.
Shane's tire shop? Shane didn't have that kind of money. I'm
Yeah.
like, are they
He
talking about
didn't
Shane Gillis? You know?
Yeah, right. They might have. Could you imagine that's canon? He shows up, he's like, "I don't even know, dude." Like,
He's like, yes, I'm in Thunderbolts. Like,
yeah. What if they get him to play Trump and they bring him in as the new president since Thunderbolt Ross went AWOL?
that would be great.
We gotta find dude.
A lot of Avengers here.
Yeah. A lot of people with superpowers.
Some with an S and some with a Z.
Oh my god.
Oh, he'd come up with nicknames for all of them.
Yeah.
Depression Man, I'm gonna call him.
Yeah. He's got
Why
a
the long
dark entity
face?
in him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna
You don't
take the
wanna-
void and we're gonna send him back.
You don't want to run into that dark passenger.
Yeah. Oh my god. Depression Man.
He called someone the other day. He forgot his name. It was a Japanese official. He called him Japan Man.
No way.
Swear to God, Japan Man.
I mean, if the fit shoes, dude. You know?
I was like, well, he is from Japan.
Yeah.
Hey, it could have been worse.
Yeah.
But
I
it did say
mean-
the Thunderbolts will return and Bob.
And Bob, yeah.
So he's just going to be like their little mascot that hangs around the. Kind of like Smart Hulk.
Yeah.
He
Well,
just hangs
here's-
around, reads books.
Here's my question too. It's like, okay, in the original, the way that they handled the Sentry to begin with, he was an addict and he was addicted to the serum that gave him the Sentry powers.
Mm.
And my question is are they going to kind of finagle that story around a little bit to where they figure out a way for him to basically take a serum to block out the void and allow him to become the Sentry? And it does two things. He becomes addicted to it, and that's, kind of his arc and everything is him battling his addiction with this stuff. But also it causes the void to lie aware, but dormant for so long that whenever he gets out, it's bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I could see them doing that. And if the world that, or the timeline that the Fantastic Four comes from, did the Sentry exist there and Bob? And was it different? Because, like, the way that they wrote the Sentry was him and Mr. Fantastic were like best friends. They went to college together, the whole 9 yards, like best men at each other's wedding type situation. And then they did a whole Doctor Strange type situation, but Mr. Fantastic did to where they wipe everybody's memory of the Sentry, because if they remember the Sentry, then the Void draws his power from the fact that people know who he is, who the Void is, and they're afraid of him. So I wonder if, that world has a Sentry and him and Mr. Fantastic were friends, but he knows the extent of what the Void's capable of. I mean, they could do a billion different, but I know they're not going to, because we're about to wrap this ship up. Like everything's about to be done with in like 3 or 4 movies. So
Yeah, I heard
But-
that
Yeah.
Feige might be leaving at the end of that too.
Can't be having Sentry be a juicer.
I mean, I think that would be great if they did that, though.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
I mean, that was one of the best parts. Like, people shit on Iron Man 2, but that was one of the best parts of Iron Man 2 was like him, like, coming to terms with his own mortality and how he handled that by being an alcoholic and all that kind of stuff. Like, that was
Oh yeah.
what made, that's what made that movie so interesting. Forget about the bird and the freaking whiplash and the crazy Mickey Rourke accent that was happening, like
Hmm.
it was the character himself, So, where's my bird?
I think Mickey Rourke
What
just
is-
talks like that
Instead-
now.
Instead, Sentry is like Jimmy from South Park. When he's
yeah.
on steroids, like
Sentry!
shut up, bitch.
We got a little bit of movie news here, guys. Just a little bit, just a handful.
Hey, Kevin Costner.
No,
Mm.
there hasn't been any alleged unscripted sexual assaults that's happened recently
yeah.
or financial ruins. Yeah, right. So, but this one came out of, I didn't even know anything about this. Michael Madsen.
Yeah,
Was
Really
found
departed.
unresponsive. Yeah. Had passed away at his home in Los Angeles County at the age of 67. Authorities found him unresponsive after a 911 or 911 call early Thursday morning, and he was later pronounced dead at the scene. No foul play was suspected at the time, and a statement from his manager, Ron Smith, later confirmed that the Reservoir Dogs and Kill Bill star died from cardiac arrest. Sad day. I mean, I enjoyed Michael Madsen. Things
he
that he
was
did.
great in every Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
Tarantino really knew how to write for him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, whenever I
Or-
heard, I played a little Steelers Will for him.
Yeah. You poured a little. You cut somebody's ear off
I
for
didn't
him.
go that far.
Yeah.
I put an ad online, but nobody answered it. It's like, come over, let me tie you up.
Pour gasoline on you and cut your
Yeah.
ear off.
I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna dress up like Michael Madsen from Reservoir Dogs.
You're gonna do the whole routine,
The
dance
whole
around and
thing.
everything. Yeah, yeah,
You gonna bark, little doggy?
yeah. Born September 25th, 1957 in Chicago.
Yeah, I think he lived a pretty rough life, man. I mean, every time you saw him, it was like, whoa, yeah,
Yeah,
could beat a piece of meat, man.
yeah. It was his work with Tarantino that kind of blew him up.
For sure.
So, sad day. So, Osgood Perkins. So, the upcoming horror film by the director of 2025's sickest Stephen King movie gets an eerie preview. So, Keeper, the new horror film by Longlegs and the Monkey director Osgood Perkins, is set to be released in theaters on November the 14th, 2025. While most details remain under wraps, distributor Neon has released a poster with a very eerie message. Somehow, the hype for what's being marketed as a dark trip from Osgood Perkins has surged significantly. A few months ago, an odd video was posted on YouTube under the Neon handle, and horror fans got an early taste of the movie with the cryptic ASMR footage. Now, using social media accounts of Neon and the film itself, the marketing team behind the mysterious project uploaded a poster containing a terrifying human figure with the head blacked out. The tagline ominously reads, "I don't like you anymore," and the title sits below. The caption for the post resembles a children's classic rhyme, and it goes like this: I don't want to play in your yard. I don't like you anymore. You'll be sorry when you see me sliding down our cellar door. Little is known about the film, which stars Tatiana Maslany and Rossif Sutherland. Nick Leopard is on screenwriting duties, and Chris Ferguson and Jesse Sabbath are producing for Oddfellows Entertainment. So the synopsis is Liz and Malcolm escape for a romantic anniversary weekend at a secluded cabin. When Malcolm suddenly returns to the city, Liz finds herself isolated and in the presence of an unspeakable evil that reveals the cabin's horrifying secrets. Sounds interesting. Osgood Perkins. I enjoyed the monkey and long legs, so
Yeah.
this
Sounds like the
sounds
good child or the good son.
yeah, right.
I don't want to play in your yard anymore. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Another Stephen King.
It should be interesting. Keeper is far too mysterious a project to make any predictions, but after Neon's engaging marketing campaign, it is safe to say Perkins has done it once again. So it's interesting that this and Weapons, right? Isn't
Mm-hmm.
that the name of that flick with the how they're kind of doing the Blair Witch in the late 90s, early 2000s marketing scheme here where they're doing some crazy stuff with social media and stuff. So that's kind of cool. They're doing it, guys.
We're
They're
fucking
bringing
doing
it
it,
back.
Red Band.
Yeah. So Amazon's long-awaited remake of classic heist thriller adds two Oscar-nominated actors. So Amazon's upcoming remake of the Thomas Crown Affair has added two new faces to the already star-studded crew. Directed by Michael B. Jordan, the new heist thriller will significantly adapt. Will finally nope, the heist thriller will finally adapt the classic romance story for modern audiences after a long gestating development cycle. According to Deadline, Kenneth Branagh from Belfast and Lily Gladstone from Killers of the Flower Moon have joined the cast of the Thomas Crown Affair remake, which also stars Michael B. Jordan and Taylor Russell. The report adds that the Oscar winning producer behind Oppenheimer, Charles Roven, has boarded the Amazon MGM Studios production. Roven will produce the film for Atlas Entertainment banner alongside Jordan and Elizabeth Raposo for Outlier Society. The impressive cast list and behind the scenes crew will head into production later this summer to make a March the 5th, 2027 release date. After making his directorial debut in Creed 3, Jordan sets his sights on another film series based on a classic story. The center star will be playing Thomas Crown, the billionaire thief who comes across a female agent that is tasked with stopping his heist. The upcoming remake will be the third iteration of the story. The 1968 film starring Steve McQueen and Faye Dunaway was eventually remade in '99 with James Bond actor Pierce Brosnan taking on the role, while Rene Russo plays the agent that ends up falling in love with him.
Also had Dennis Leary in it. I remember that movie.
The Thomas Crown Affair?
Yeah, one
I
with
don't-
Pierce Brosnan. He's a rich guy that fucking steals shit. It's like he's rich. Like,
Yeah, what is he
what are we
doing with
doing?
money?
Like,
Yeah,
it was like paintings or something.
yeah.
It's just weird that they're like, oh, we gotta fucking make something. And it's like, quick,
The
throw
Thomas Crown-
shit at the fucking wall with all the movie titles on it, that we own.
Yeah, right.
Thomas Crown Affair. It's like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so Michael
I mean,
B.
I'm-
Jordan's gonna play the main guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm down to peep it.
Yeah, I'm interested. I mean, I don't. If I watched the Thomas Crown Affair, it's been so long ago. I don't even
Yeah, hell, it
remember.
came out when The Matrix came out.
Yeah, I mean,
It wasn't
yeah,
that good. I mean, it was kind of coming off of James Bond,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, now he's Mission Impossible.
Oh, okay.
Kinda.
Not hanging from the sides of airplanes.
Nah, he didn't do
though,
that.
right?
Only one person can do that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for damn sure wasn't jumping out of airplanes with his parachute on fire.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
hear
I'll
someone talk about Tom Cruise every week somewhere. Tom Cruise is mentioned.
really.
It's starting to be weird.
Yeah, I
A little
mean,
weird. Different podcasts that don't even connect, they'll be bringing him up. Like, it's like, what's going on? He's the singularity. He's the
yeah, he's the thing that's holding the
AI
universe
decided.
together.
Like,
Yeah,
he's like
right.
Loki.
Yeah, oh God. He's holding
All the timelines
he's
together. The Mandela
Yeah.
effect.
He's at the end of time, keeping it. That's funny.
We're gonna get there. That's what they could do with Kang the Conqueror. It finally shows up. It's just fucking Tom Cruise.
Eating that popcorn.
He could pull.
You
You just see him like throwing it behind him. It's like I don't think
Yeah,
he's
it's
really
like,
eating that
alright.
popcorn.
Yeah,
He's like, I haven't had a carb since 1983, motherfucker.
yeah. It's like, oh,
They don't have popcorn in Xenu's planet.
yeah, yeah. What do they have on Xenu's planet there? Tommy?
Stanley Kubrick films.
Oh shit!
Eyes wide shut.
Yeah, oh, shit. That's the only one that they have.
Don't repeat. The original cut though, the one they got
Oh,
him killed.
Yeah. That's the way that you finally get to see that cut.
Yeah, you
You have
gotta
to go to
join
Xenu?
Scientology and give him a bunch
Yes.
of money.
After you donate so much, you get to watch it.
Tom Cruise is
They
like,
send it
it's
to
my own
you.
personal cut.
Yeah.
Proceed.
I actually worked with Stan,
Yeah.
on this cut.
I
It's
worked
like,
with him on the
okay.
moon landings too.
Yeah. Were you alive then? Shut up. I was there. There is no Marvel Crisis as divisive MCU entries dominate streaming ahead of Phase 6.
Manifest it.
Yeah. So despite no one being able to agree on whether the Marvel Cinematic Universe is, quote, cooked or has cooked, one thing that is undeniable is that the pull of the comic book franchise is still very apparent on Disney Plus. Superhero fatigue may be a keyword for those who just want to constantly trash the franchise for continuing to put out similar stories around the same characters, a bit like comic books have done for over 70 years. But currently, there are still plenty of people watching what Marvel is, well, cooking. Disney Plus subscribers appear immune to the drumbeat of controversy, critical annihilation, and social media trolling as the latest MCU series, Ironheart, continues its reign at the top of the streaming chart into a third week. Not only that, but this year's first Marvel Cinematic release, Captain America Brave New World, is sitting just behind it in second place after 5 weeks on streaming, giving the pair a dual dominance over the TV and movie charts on the platform. While both releases suffered a fair amount of negative press, it seems that the loud voices are certainly not in the majority when it comes to fans' love of anything and everything Marvel Studio releases, even if some of them would rather make a deal with the devil than admit it. So how there am I wrong here?
No.
Like
Oh, wait, what are you gonna say?
they're saying that this is the top of the charts of the Disney Plus streaming platform, right?
Yeah.
So Disney Plus is like basically Marvel / Star Wars / animation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, wouldn't it make sense that people that have Disney Plus that are wanting content that they've kind of slowed down production on would be watching the new stuff that they put on the platform that they're paying a monthly subscription for?
Mm-hmm. Oh, a lot of people watched Ironheart.
I mean, it's got a 50%.
No, look at what I dropped in there. Notice something about that. So Rotten Tomato gave it 82.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you notice about that? It doesn't say how many reviews under it. They've
Oh,
removed it.
wow. Okay.
Normally, because they don't want you to know how many that 50% is.
Yeah.
I have a feeling
So
that's a big number.
yeah, thousands and thousands and
Yeah,
thousands.
way more than the other. The other one will be like 52 people or 18, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, Rotten Tomatoes sold out a long time ago.
Yeah, of course.
You pretty much now, it's like kind of like the Grammys for music.
Mm-hmm.
You pay them, you know they're paying them. Probably
For
run
sure,
ads
yeah.
on their website, like something,
Yeah.
you know, and they're like, yeah, we'll cook it a little bit for you. I mean, remember when, let's make Rotten Tomatoes great again. Like,
Yeah.
but if you go over to Google, that Google review is like, whoa.
Yeah.
I think it was like a 31.
That's not good.
I was gonna peep it. Well, a lot of people were complaining because it's like, you know, this is pretty much new Iron Man.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I don't have all the money that Tony Stark had to build this shit. And it's like, he made that shit in a cave
Exactly.
with a
right?
box of junk.
Yeah.
But it had a Mephisto in it.
Yeah. I
Saw
heard
that.
that. Yeah. I bet the guy from Heavy
Borat
Spoilers
showed
was
up
like fucking right.
as
Did he?
Mephisto. Yeah, he's Mephisto.
Wow. Okay. Is he doing a voice?
I'm sure he's like, hello,
Yeah. Leave a voice.
king of the castle, king of the castle.
Yeah. If he just did the Borat voice, I'd be like, this is worth watching.
He's got that arm dildo.
Yeah, yeah. Running around with it.
It's only 6 episodes, so I'll peep it.
Yeah.
It's on the back burner.
I think they put the first 3 episodes on Disney Plus, and they're gonna, I guess, drop the other 3
Oh, it's out.
week after week. All of it?
It's finished.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's that's just 6 episodes.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. I thought that, I mean, I know we've talked about this before, but I thought Ironheart was one of the projects that they scrapped.
The movie. I know, make it make sense.
Yeah.
So they scrapped the film and went.
Yeah.
I mean, they were probably shooting this shit for a film.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
and then
just
they
6
scraped it
episodes.
out.
Hell, if you add it up, it probably adds up to about 2.5 hours or something.
Yeah.
And decided to not do all that. You know, hell, there's $100 million just to promote.
Yeah.
They just put it on their network.
Yeah.
Because that's what it was. It was on the list of movie stuff.
Yeah.
And then it got in somehow to be in a show.
Right. It just sucks that we have like Moon Knight not doing anything right now, and Blade, and we get an Ironheart.
It's not looking good for that
series.
Blade movie.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I don't even think they got a script. Like, it's just, even though the other guy's like, I mean, I hope it happens. I was looking at it. He's
Yeah,
like, I guess
right.
I'll go do Jurassic Rebirth or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
The movie where they turn Scarlett Johansson into a dinosaur.
Is that what happens?
I don't know.
I gotta see this.
I
Dude.
saw a picture online. I started to think I saw a picture where someone, it looked like a screenshot in the theater. And it was
Yeah.
like she was morphing into, like, she looked like a reptile and she was turning into a damn
She was
velociraptor. Like,
anamorphing?
she
Like
still
the
had a
cover of an
ponytail, too.
Animorphs book.
Still had a blonde ponytail.
I mean,
It
I would
may or may
watch
not
that
happen.
movie.
I watched Matt Honeycutt's review of it.
Oh,
He said it
did
wasn't
shit
the
on it?
worst.
Okay.
He said
okay.
in all of the Jurassic Park movies, he's like, number one's the best one. He said, then I'll go with 2, because, you know,
Yeah.
why not? And then this one.
Oh, okay.
So he did say it was better than all the.
I trust
it's
Matt
another.
Honeycutt's
It was
word.
a completely different island,
Uh,
and all the dinosaurs are dying now because of something to do with the sun, or
yeah.
I don't. If they go past the equator, they die
Wow.
because it's not warm enough. You know, message.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. It
Yeah.
is pretty damn warm. Like,
Yeah. Have you been outside recently? Good. I work outside most
What-
days, and it's
one of the
freaking
fucked
terrible.
up things is the little girl. There's like a little girl that looks like Dora the Explorer. That's got a book bag and shit.
Oh god.
And she finds like this little bitty. It looks like a triceratops. It's something it's what they use to sell toys. You know, the
Yeah.
cute little BB-8.
Yeah.
And she like takes it with her. And he was talking, and I'm sitting there like, yeah, it's gonna die. Like,
Yeah. Right.
it's. Anyway, that's another podcast for another time.
Yeah. I mean,
We gotta
whenever
watch
they
them
did
all at some point, right?
Yeah, I mean, when they did the Chris Pratt one, I watched that first one, and I didn't watch the rest of it.
That's the last one I watched.
Yeah, him training the Velociraptors.
Oh my god, like they
Yeah.
were dogs.
Yeah, right.
You can't
They
even
can
train
smell
a
your
fucking
fear.
Komodo dragon, dude. You ain't gonna train no fucking.
No.
I ain't never seen a reptile do a trick.
No. I mean, even when they had the reptile guy come to the school, they wasn't doing tricks.
No, and it was iffy.
Yeah,
You
there
know,
might be one escape.
He was nervous.
Yeah,
Let's make sure we stretch this fucking snake out.
yeah. How many kids we need?
Did y'all have the same guy? I'm guessing we all had the same guy. The guy that had that big ass fucking snake that took like 15 kids
Yes.
to hold it.
Yes. It's like everybody be calm.
He's like,
No loud noises.
yeah, no loud
Be
noises.
calm. The reptile.
They're always
guy. I
real
forgot-
enthusiastic. The
I
animal
always-
people.
Well, I was hoping that the reptile guy and the Bible man would show up at the same time.
Y'all had a Bible man?
Yeah, dude.
Like
Yeah.
a salesman?
No. That's what they called him. He would come like once a week or once a month or something like that, and he would do like a story, like from the Bible.
It's like a chaplain.
Yeah, and then he would do songs and all this
Whoa,
kind of stuff.
I didn't get that.
Yeah, dude. Hold on.
I did not know that was a thing. I can remember when they did the prayer in the morning still, and then that slowly went away. But they still did like the pledge. I wonder if they even do the pledge anymore in schools.
I'll find this guy and I'll
Now
send
it's
you.
probably like, I pledge allegiance to every other country but this one, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the Bible man's showing up today. We're not going to have to do any work.
I wonder if there's pizza in the cafeteria.
Yeah, I'll find this guy. And I'll send this. He would go around to schools and he would just be spreading the good word, you know?
Yeah.
But all right.
Reptile guy was cooler. Like,
Yeah. I was hoping that they would be there on the same day though.
yeah. He could
'Cause it's
pray
like-
over it, make sure nobody hurts him. Pray over the snake.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Ooh, you know how we feel about snakes.
Yeah. You know, this is how we got where
Standing
we
over
are.
eating an apple.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Superman Rotten Tomatoes score revealed. Does James Gunn's reboot soar or crash down with a splat? After years of waiting, David Cornsweet is now all set to take the skies as Man of Steel and James Gunn's Superman reboot. The reviews from critics have now emerged, with the DCU take on the superhero icon having now received a rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So, is Superman the cinematic iteration of the character that fans have been longing for, or does the Man of Tomorrow come crashing down with a rotten thud? While Rotten Tomatoes is not the be all end all when it comes to movie criticism, it has become a quick and simple way for fans to gauge whether something has success or failed. Of course, there will always be discrepancies, but with this in mind, let's find out how Superman has fared with critics, whether James Gunn's DCU begins with a coveted red tomato or a dreaded green splat. Superman has now debuted on Rotten Tomatoes with an outstanding score of 91% based on 55 reviews, and it's a score that should come as a major relief and excitement to those who have been waiting for a live action version of the character that harkens back to the hopeful aura of his comic book counterpart. Superman is DC Studios' first feature film to hit the big screen, written and directed by James Gunn. The filmmaker brings his signature style to the original superhero as he crafts a newly imagined DC universe with a singular blend of epic action, humor, and heart, delivering a Superman who's driven by compassion and an inherent belief in the goodness of humankind. Um, so it's got a decent score on Rotten Tomatoes, and I've seen people on Twitter today
Yeah.
talk about that it is right now on Google it's got a 90%.
Yeah.
That this is the Sam Raimi first Spider-Man movie equivalent. Like it's on that level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
I
saw a
haven't
bunch
seen it.
of positive stuff.
Yeah.
And James Gunn tweeted out the Rotten Tomatoes thing and put a little praying hands and a smiley face. It was the one that was like it's
Yeah.
about to tear up.
Yeah.
So he was happy. And then someone put together a thing showing all of his movies. I mean, whether you like him or not, he is the best comic book movie director because all of
Yeah.
his movies have good scores.
Yeah.
All of them. And I was like,
mean,
he might be the best.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet. I want to go to the theaters. I'm going to try to go to the theaters and see this because, I mean, it's Superman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It looks
Yeah,
amazing.
I'll be going this weekend, so I'll be able to report next Tuesday.
If I can, I'm going
Well, I can't
to.
do opening weekend over here. There's too many people.
I
It's
may have
just-
to wait. I may have to wait myself, but
I'm over here I want to wait like a month. Like,
yeah,
I just don't want
right.
there to be a bunch of fucking loud people, especially college kids.
Yeah.
Oh
With it
yeah,
being a college town, I'm like, I can't be doing the chicken jockey thing at fucking Superman. Like, I will freak the fuck out, you know?
My hope is that the wife and I are gonna catch the 1 o'clock matinee, get in and get out before the date stuff starts. You know.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's always when the
So-
kids are there, though. Early. They're in there with their grandparents, and their grandparents can't make them mind.
Yeah.
They're like, stay off it. Quit kicking that guy's chair. I'm like, look, I may or may not be packing when I go to the theater. And if somebody starts fucking with me, I'll be on the news tomorrow, you know?
Yeah. Local man.
Yeah.
Trying
Batman,
to
I'm
enjoy
a Superman shooter.
Yeah, right.
It's like the Dark Knight all over again.
Yeah. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see if the brothers want to go watch it. This and Fantastic Four, but my shit's so fucked that it's I don't know. We'll see. I might have to pull like a 9 o'clock show. You know, because it's 2 hours and 9 minutes. So I might have to pull a 9 o'clock show sometime. I don't know. but I do want to go see it. This and Fantastic Four
Yeah,
when it
both of
dropped.
those.
Yeah. But I'm
I think they're
excited.
going
I
to
mean,
be important moving forward.
for sure. Yeah.
Someone was uploading the scores today on Twitter. I'm not calling it X. And score track number 7 sounds like Batman music.
Oh, okay.
Thought that was
Okay.
interesting. Like it sounds like Pattinson Batman.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I don't know.
Was it playing something in the way?
It kind of has. It just sounds like Batman music. It's a short little 38-second clip. I put it in general. Y'all can check it out when you want to. But
It does sound like some Batman
yeah,
music. Where's the penguin at?
I was like, that's kind of dark.
Yeah.
Did y'all see where there was backlash
For
Superman for what
No.
James Gunn said?
no,
Oh, he didn't.
No, what did he say?
It doesn't affect the movie for me at all or anything. I don't care, you know. But he
Yeah.
was like, I mean, like Superman's like an immigrant,
I mean,
and it
yeah,
was like,
he's an
bro,
alien.
come on, but he's not illegal.
No, he got his card.
Whenever you come in from space, dude, there is no port of entry.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, he did crash on the planet. He
Yeah.
wasn't,
He's like, I didn't land on Plymouth Rock.
yeah, he was a
Plymouth Rock
baby. He
landed
had
on
no
me.
control. Yeah, right.
But he said that, and then they were like, it was the people asking on the red carpet.
Yeah.
You know, the people asking questions. Then they asked his brother, and he was like, yeah. And it's like, yeah, he is. Okay, yeah. And?
Yeah. Nothing.
Fictional characters.
Yeah.
But they always trying to gaslight some shit.
I know.
That's
I'm
fine.
excited to see it. Yeah.
Very.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, that's all the movie news that I had for today.
I might have to go on a Sunday.
Yeah.
See what the earliest. I'm going to try to go to the AMC theater, though, over in, what you call it? I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
Anonymity.
Trev, without, have you been to the theater over there since they revamped it?
No, not yet.
I haven't either. I
Is
normally go to
this
the Lucas.
in town?
Yes.
I think I heard someone talking about it having the nice chairs and shit.
Yeah, they got the big boy chairs in
Big
there.
stadium seating, like.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to do something to get people to come in.
Exactly right.
But really, if you're a movie goer, it's gotten better because when you do go, there's hardly any people there.
Yeah.
I got spoiled doing that. Like I'd go early on the weekend.
Yeah.
You know, they're in town and nice theater, and there might be one other person.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just agreed upon that we're going to be quiet.
Yeah. I mean, we went to the movie several times and it just be us.
That's happened. I've had many private screenings.
Yes.
I started telling people, I was like, yeah, I caught a private screening earlier of, insert movie.
Yeah.
2012. That's not true. There's a fucking crime baby in that movie.
You're like, great.
I went to the front and told them. I was like, sir, there's a lady standing in there, like in the walkway, holding a baby, like swinging it back and forth, and it's screaming its head off. Can I get a ticket and come back and watch this some other time? He was like, yeah. I was like, I don't want to make a scene. I just want to leave.
Yeah.
That's what you do, people. You don't start a fight. It's just like, oh, I'll come back.
Yeah.
I see your babysitter called out. But, of course, the fucking newborn's going to cry, dude. We're sitting there watching the end of the world, and it's, like, loud as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. This was... because that movie came out not long after they built that theater, right?
Wasn't too long, yeah.
Yeah. So they still haven't got...
I think it was around 2012.
Yeah, because
ish.
I remember going to watch Terminator Salvation,
That was the
and I
first movie
couldn't
I watched
hear.
there. That was the first
Yeah,
one they showed was that.
yeah, I couldn't hear nothing after that. They
Actually
didn't have
went
the
to
audio
the
tune.
yeah, it was loud.
Yeah.
Went to the first show that they had.
Oh, nah.
Yeah,
You
I've
were
still
there at
got
the
my tickets
vacancy?
too, and they're in order. I kept them in a rubber band.
Oh, hell
Every
yeah.
movie I went to, I put the ticket in. You talk about some level of fucking tism there.
Yeah, right.
and
Yeah.
I have them in order. And the
I
first one
mean,
is that very first Terminator show. It was in the newspaper. And it was like early. They were going to test it out.
yeah.
Oh, with Garrett. Anyway,
That's a story for
went
another
to the
day.
final movie that the old theater had,
Oh,
which I
really?
believe was Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
Not a great experience.
Yeah.
Old sticky theater. Smells like
Yeah.
mildew. It smells like old when you go on vacation. You
Yeah.
walk in that hotel room. It's like
Yeah.
I can smell in
Th
there.
Those old movie theater chairs were built for people that were way
Yeah,
smaller than
I know
people are
that's right.
now. Yeah, dude. Yeah. You're like, "Can we cut this armrest off
Yeah,
or something?"
it's digging into my hip.
Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, I'm ready for trailers.
All right, here we go. Trav, you eat in here. We
didn't
only
hear
have
the
a few,
through. All right.
but what we got, we got like
Oh, is this
I had
Batista?
to go through.
Hold on. I gotta add.
I had to go through like 5 clips just to get this one because the film company's blocking it.
Seriously?
Yeah, it must not be. I don't know why. Why would you block promotion?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm ready when you are.
He looks bigger again.
yeah.
Oh no, he's small. That was cool. Mm.
Predictive programming?
Yeah. A song. Why is he talking like that? New York? Oh fuck, it's that guy. This looks like a comedy, like Zombieland.
Yeah.
Oh, why is he dressed like Coming to America?
Oh.
Did you notice that there was something he was saying there and it was like they removed it?
Yeah.
Afterburn. Coming to VOD near you.
Might have to peep that.
It looks better than that one where he was an Uber driver.
Yeah.
I've started watching Smoke. Remember we watched the trailer for that?
Yeah.
It's got this guy and I can't remember her name. The chick from Lovecraft Country.
Oh yeah.
Smollett. It's good though. This dude's a good actor. He was really good in Blackbird. Damn. Five stars. Instantly on the wanted level.
Yeah, right. He's got to find a place to repaint it.
Shit, I'll be sliding up in that shop sideways, full speed, like.
Yeah.
That looks intense.
Yeah.
All right.
That looks good.
Shotgun.
Yeah.
That was a really cool shot of that kid running in the background and just lighting up those fucking RVs.
An ad.
Trouble Man?
This you can instantly see low budget.
Yeah. With the name, Michael J. White.
Method Man. No.
Yeah.
It's the camera. Like it looks good, but it looks like too good.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have that film look. You'll see what I mean. When I started watching it, I was like, "Oh, should have got a lens or something." Like this is like soap opera frame rate here. Like it, you'll see what I mean.
Yeah.
I was Spawn. I think that's that guy that used to hang out with Outcast with the umbrella. No, P Diddy. Remember?
Yeah.
I think that was him.
What's Mike Epps doing there?
Hey, comedy. Stole that from Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was like the which one of y'all kicked me? I was wrong. That's not the Umbrella Man. Dude's like The Rock and Vin Diesel had a baby.
My man.
Saw Vin Diesel did some kind of thing the other day, and they were like talking about the next movie in the franchise. I think it's going to be the last one.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're taking it back to the streets. We're going back to racing. He was on stage like, we're bringing Brian back and we're going back to what the basics. And he's like, okay.
They're bringing Brian back.
I think that
Yeah,
maybe Paul
while
Walker's
looking like he went.
brother. Who's Brian?
That's Paul Walker, right?
It's his brother.
He did
Then
all-
they're going to bring his brother in.
He did all that while looking like he went back to basics with
Oh,
bread
did
and
you see him?
cornbread. Yeah.
Oh, he
like,
been in the biscuits. I was like, who
he
the fuck
had-
is that? First, I thought it was Mr. International Pitbull.
But
But I was like, wait,
He
that's
had an
Vin
extra
Diesel?
spoonful of gravy.
Yeah, he was fat as hell, dude. I ain't never seen him that big. Like, he was fat, dude.
He was Vin
Swole.
Diesel.
For real. He looked like that street shark. The big one.
But when you make that kind of money, I guess you can.
Well, it's a double joke because he did the street shark commercial. Oh, we're creepy.
Weebs.
Oh, not the Vespa. Ooh, what the fuck? The fuck's he driving? A diesel?
I know how that is.
It's got a weird vibe here.
That's creepy.
Scarecrow. Uh-oh. Here's Johnny. It's him.
It looks good.
Yeah, it's
I
intense.
kind of want to check that out. Yeah.
I have an ad.
Yeah.
Okay. Light-ins.
I
There really were
yeah,
no
I like
trailers.
mean, some weeks it'd be like that.
It's
You know?
not never this like. I guess we're in
Yeah.
that spot right after 4th of July. Like,
Superman's about to come out.
yeah, and
Fantastic
everybody's just
Four.
like, fuck it, man. Don't even put a movie out. Like,
Yeah.
damn it. I'm going to need the subtitles for this one.
There are 12 active volcanoes in the world that we know about.
Super volcanoes?
Yeah. Welcome to Los Angeles.
Hell yeah, it's already getting cool. The music's hyping up. Oh.
Not the sort of fear.
It's like their version of Troy.
Anything but that.
All right, here comes slow-mo guy. Oh,
Okay.
shit.
Is he gonna get on that horse? Oh.
The horse is going to get on him.
Is he pointing at
He's
that
like,
tiger?
Tiger, sit your bitch ass down.
Power bomb. This guy's a badass, man. Oh shit.
Boob.
The shit they're saying don't even line up with their fucking mouth. Like, see?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, come on, dude. Uh,
Hmm. Storming into cinemas near you.
you know they shoot at like 160 frames per second
Yeah.
to get that
yeah.
kind of slow-mo.
Yeah.
I feel like though, if you would go over there and like do like film school, like work, you'd pick up some good training.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, they're making fucking Michael Bay films.
Yes.
Like and it's like, is there a plot? And they're like, get out of here with that shit.
Yeah, we don't do
Plot,
that shit around
slow mo.
here. Yes.
The guy shows up. We get a close up of his face. He's smoking a cigarette. He's real cool. They're always cool.
He
It's like, yeah,
laughs
he's cool.
very heartily.
Yeah. There's a distorted fucking guy talking over the thing. Like, it's like, okay. And they're always like, put headphones on because we know you're watching this shit on your phone. Are we going back to our regular scheduled programming?
I'm down.
I'm down.
Phoenician scheme?
Yes.
I mean,
I'm down. Let me ask you guys, and I don't want this to be like insensitive or anything, but like
okay. I'm going to sit down.
why well, someone could absolutely make a Mystery Science Theater 3000 type of show or whatever with the Bollywood movies.
Oh my God. It's
Like,
better than the old sci-fi flicks they're watching.
yeah, like absolutely. Like, why isn't that a thing?
Yeah, and I'm not throwing shade on them. You know, we had a comment on there. What was that Triple R? Someone was like, "It's not a Bollywood film," but they were like, "But watch this one; it's really good."
Yeah,
And that was good.
yeah,
Some of these trailers I've seen, I'm kind of like, I kind of want to watch that, like low key, like
yes,
I
right,
want to check that out. You remember the one where the
yeah,
guy had the movie camera? It was
exactly.
shot
Yeah,
like Tarantino shot it.
yes,
I can't find it. I've looked everywhere. I've been trying to. I've been like, I've grokked it. I've asked AI. I'm like, I can't find it.
You know, a lot of this is coming from the angle that, you know, we don't understand this movie's cinematic, this country's cinematic culture.
No, but they
No.
sure as fuck do.
yeah,
And you know, for all intents and purposes, some of these movies that we laughed just, you know, laughed our asses off. It's actually could be probably one of the most epic things we've ever seen.
yeah. It's
Well,
a lot happening.
I'm not throwing shade at them. Their trailers are just fucking always just like, whoa.
They're trash. Like that's what they are. They're
Like-
fucking trash. But that doesn't mean the movies are trash. I mean, it's the same with every other. It's just like there is a common thread to these films. There's always brown pants. There's always violence.
the cops.
There's always an animal that's got to be tamed, and they
Slow-mo,
always
there's
get
gonna
in
be a
each other's
song.
face. There's
Yeah.
like there's a
There is
format
always
here.
an animal. Last week
Like,
the guy had a snake on his neck.
there's always someone swatting a barrage of weaponry out of their face like it's fucking nothing.
Yeah. It's so like, and
And
they get,
it's
I think they
fucking
get it.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every trailer is like that.
Yeah.
I think even they understand that the movie, like maybe to them the lightheartedness is the campiness of it all.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we're certainly not gonna sit down and have a fucking interview with anyone or any particular person about this shit, but I'm pretty sure that's I mean, that's a vibe I get from watching these trailers, and it's a silly goose time.
Yes. But I would totally watch, Mystery Science Theater type thing
Yeah.
where they, because,
Well, and it's just
it's,
that, just like, especially like Americans or just, or
yes.
they could be British, whatever, where you're sitting there
All right.
watching that because the culture.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, and they like, some of these people where it'll show their names and stuff, they're like huge. That's their Tom Cruise over there.
Yeah.
The guy
Their
that gets the
TC.
close up,
Yeah.
always got a really cool mustache,
And some badass hair going on. I don't
sunglasses.
know. Yeah. But yeah.
The chicks of the fucking mouth.
And the flag's raised.